Emergency management theory can be broadly defined as the crucial body of knowledge within the field of emergency management. This includes definitions, heuristic devices, ethics, and more. An EM theory has not been developed, but there are other guidelines such as comprehensive emergency management which simplify the field for understanding. This is helpful but does not cover all critical aspects of EM like a theory would. Deciding what content is critical and should be covered in an EM theory causes issues among scholars. According to David McIntyre and Melissa Marshall, there are 10 main barriers. 1. Inability to define the subject matter of the field. The definition of disaster varies by groups, and without a single definition, it's hard to form a theory for EM. 2. Difficulty identifying the field of EM. The name itself is misleading and implies a focus on emergencies while we care about disasters. 3. Confusion about what hazards the discipline focuses on. Attention to specific threats has changed continuously over time based on what issues are the most threatening. 4. Conflict over the emphasis on hazards. Not all hazards create disasters. Instead of focusing on their existence, EM should prioritize our vulnerabilities to them. 5. Trouble discerning which variables should be explored in academic research. Most disaster research is focused on certain variables, but many characteristics like poverty are not covered in depth and should draw more attention. 6. Difficulty knowing which actors should be the subjects of academic studies. Most of EM work is public, but there's increasing reliance on businesses and nonprofits in disaster management. All levels should be recognized. 7. Conflict over what phases of disaster management should be given priority. Disaster losses are increasing because of reactive methods of EM from the past. Instead, we should have an equal focus on all phases of mitigation, preparedness, response, and recovery. 8. Confusion about what other disciplines contribute to emergency management. Expanding research to new variables of disasters means we must be open to research of their accompanying disciplines rather than sticking with foundational geology and sociology alone. 9. Conflict over what paradigm should guide the field. From disaster-resistant communities or resilience to sustainable hazards mitigation, each proposed idea has their own downfalls and benefits. 10. Disagreement about how to generate new knowledge in EM. Scholars stress the importance of theories in research, while those working hands-on in the field tend to prefer practical knowledge and real-world experiences. Despite barriers, scholars agree an EM theory would be beneficial. It might not be flawless, but McIntyre offers 8 things a future theory should have. Research from prior findings in addition to new information, an accepted definition of disaster, an alternative name for the field, acknowledgement of all hazard types, a multi-causal view of disasters, integration of all actors, vertical and horizontal, an equal reliance on all phases of disasters, and research from all contributing disciplines. Considering all the complex aspects of creating an emergency management theory, it's understandable why a single set of information has yet to be agreed upon.